Hi folks, I want to do a quick video on just like for new woodworkers, or I mean, I'm not a woodworker, I'm just making some stuff, but for people that are trying to get into building stuff to make a little bit extra money, kind of how to make yourself more efficient and determine, how you can meet your shop rate that you're trying to get out of your shop, because selling a bunch of stuff doesn't matter if it takes you all day to build it or whatever. So just a couple of quick things that I want to get into, and then we'll show you a quick build. But like having stuff, sequential, right? So raw materials, raw milling, if you will, that'll get us most of the parts. Finished work is right next to it, and then we can put it all together on this table here. Everything's pretty compact and ready to go. Also, if you're working on multiple projects, kind of keep them separate so you don't accidentally consume a part from this one in that part. Not that I've done that yesterday. Anyway, I'm gonna build a box designed by Aaron Voss. It's pretty awesome, but once you get your process down, right, you can make a pretty good shop rate. So let me know what you think. So I figured I'd just do a quick time lapse and show kind of how I built this single box, right? It's really easy to have if you have a cut list, practice makes perfect, right? You make a bunch of them and everything kind of falls in line. And in this instance, I'm just making the one box, right? So just measuring out the sides, and then I'm going to use one of those sides as like a guide so I don't have to measure it again, right? Little tricks like that. What's interesting and cool about this is that your shop rate kind of goes up if you have a bigger order, right? It doesn't take that much more time to build a second box, or 4 of them, right? You might only add 20 or 30 minutes of actual work if you have your process, but double or quadruple what ends up being your shop rate by doing so, right? So yeah, here I'm just doing the legs. I'm trying to be as efficient as possible without getting a bunch of glue on my table. Here I'm just gluing up the first side. Make sure you put the pretty side out. See that bottom board there has a bunch of something on it. And instead of taking a bunch of time to sand that, I'm going to hide it with dirt. These are the sides, forward and back side. Here's the support on the bottom, and then just glue it and flip her over, nail it in. These are really easy to build. Aaron over at Who's the Voss does a much better job of explaining how to do this. My process is a little bit different, but the end result ends up being the same. It basically, I think, comes down to the tools that you have at the time, the space that you have, and just what you're comfortable with. Yeah, so a lot of this, or the purpose of this video, is to talk about having all your stuff you need right there where you need it. And I've shown right here that I failed at that significantly. I didn't have a pencil and just wasn't super ready. Added a couple of minutes, but at the end of the day, it wasn't the end of the world. Knocked out the trim real quick, and that's it. So there she is, finished up. Took me about 40 minutes. Just letting the glue dry now. Might pop a couple of holes in here, but there is some space for drainage. But like I said, I left some parts in the video where I messed up, didn't have stuff ready. It's time lapse, you might not see it, so just assume I did everything right, but it is possible to make stuff, even with a small shop, if you don't have enough tools, or not all the tools. And yeah, so a little over 40 minutes, $27 in material, and selling it for $100. So just a little bit over $70 an hour. Thanks.